This is Business Today. I'm Vic Fernandez. Economist Ryan Strawn says it's time the country holds a comprehensive national dialogue on the contentious issue of privatization. The former president of the Barbados Economic Society says no matter what statutory agencies are privatized, the government has a responsibility to ensure vulnerable groups are not disadvantaged.
I don't think that you will find much people that may disagree with that. There may be means testing as a mechanism to determine how much people may be able to afford. But I just say these are things that, as a country develops, these are naturals for if you're constantly monitoring and evaluating your delivery of public services and how they're being delivered and who's receiving them. Does everybody need, and I will use the term equal access at the same time? Maybe not. But the reality is, if you can reallocate resources certainly to the areas of persons who are the most vulnerable, then obviously that means that the slack would have to be taken up elsewhere. But as I said, it's in the context of a national consultation that I think all those things should be clearly ventilated and articulated so that everybody's pretty much on the same page.
And while he's staying clear of suggesting which government agencies should be placed in private hands, Strawn says even before privatization is considered, the management of these entities should be scrutinized.
The reality is this. My own personal view when it comes to these things is that I have no fundamental problem with the government owning any specific asset. It is the management of it that has been found wanting over the years. And so, whether you want to call it privatization or anything like that, I think once we agree on the way that these entities ought to be managed, as opposed, which is separate and distinct from ownership, because it can be privatized and managed poorly, it can be owned publicly and managed poorly by the government. So all I'm saying is that we have to focus a whole lot on the management of the institutions and the mandate that they're supposed to deliver.
Job seekers have a new tool to increase their chances of landing employment. It's a certified job seekers and career guidance manual recently developed by the Ministry of Labour. It provides individuals with useful tips on preparing for a job interview, writing job applications, and even starting a business. Labour Minister Dr. Esther Myers-Suku told the inaugural World of Work showcase yesterday it's an important development for the labour market.
So we are strengthening our labour market information system to ensure that information on the current and future trends in the labour market is timely, relevant, and easily accessible to all stakeholders. We do recognize that this information is vital in determining the skills which are required to drive economic development.
She says her ministry is also in the final stages of completing an updated Barbados Standards Occupational Classification. This, she says, will be a key tool through which human resource professionals, school leavers, and guidance counselors can gain valuable information to assist in career development.
We're also making changes to ensure that our employment services meet the needs of Barbadians today, as we realize that we have not really been meeting these demands, especially with the high unemployment that we are facing today. And very shortly, we will be launching the new and improved employment services.
Barbados is in a good position to strike a balance between all-inclusive and room-only hotel properties. General Manager of the Sugar Bay Barbados Hotel, Morgan Seal, tells Business Today the country remains a predominantly room-only type accommodation destination. However, he says there is room for all-inclusive offerings, especially for guests who are new to the island. The Hastings Christchurch property was officially reopened in mid-November following a renovation and rebranding of the then Amaryllis Beach Resort. Mr. Seal was speaking on the sidelines of the opening of the hotel's fourth eatery, the Umi Japanese Restaurant. He says the new restaurant is designed to give both hotel guests and locals a taste of authentic Japanese cooking.
Initially, I was concerned about doing an AI property because of the fact that I did not want to be a property where guests just came and they didn't see our island or whatever else. But I think to a large extent we've mitigated that. We've managed to get them to go out and see the island. Our guests are actually going out and seeing the island quite a lot and exploring. So we're very, very proud of actually having achieved that.
Now for today's financial tip. One of the biggest mistakes a new entrepreneur can make is to put off their bookkeeping needs. If you put off your accounting work, it does not go away. It just gets bigger, and the bigger the mess, the more you're likely to procrastinate. And that's Business Today. Join us again on Thursday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribing to our e-paper, and liking us on Facebook. I'm Vic Fernandez.